everybody, this is Chris from Stylharmony. Today's video we are going to make a little ring holder for traveling or for your house. You can make it the size you want. This is just an example I want to show you. This one is really old. It's about, I think, 6 years old. But it's been traveling with me very often, and it's very convenient when you travel you just for a week or two and you still want to have some pieces of jewelry. You can make a little box or use a little box you already have or repurpose one and just turn it into a ring holder. So I really like this one. I'm going to show you in this box, and what I'm actually starting to do is I'm going to use a big box for myself. The way you do it is exactly the same. I just use an empty container because I have a lot of rings. I have to admit, I have a lot of rings. I made them. I'm also offered rings, not expensive rings, you know, just casual rings, and I have mini boxes like this. So I decided, because it was more convenient for me, to use them in a bigger box so I could see all of my rings at once, and if I need a second one like this, I already have one. So that's what I'm going to do. This is my project, but for today, and you will understand why I'm going to do this in a little box, because it's going to be quicker to put together. So what you will need for this is a container, a box, something that maybe you want to repurpose. I'm just going to use this little Hello Kitty box that I have. And you will need a ruler, a pencil, foam sheets, the color of your choice, and hot glue. That's going to be important because we're going to work with hot glue, and that's it. So the first thing I'm going to do right now is I'm going to measure more or less. I'm going to not really measure, but I'm going to take more or less the size of my box here, because I know my foam sheets are never cut totally straight, and I'm just putting it on an angle like this in the corner, and with my ruler I'm just going to go along like this and make a mark, because that's where I'm going to cut, because I want, of course, my little rolls here that I made with my foam to fit in here. So that's the best way I found to do it. And if I need to cut them down a little bit more later, I'll always be able to do that. And if they're a little too small, it might happen too. No fuss. I mean, really, it's going to be something very easy and very quick to do. So now that I have this, what I'm going to do, and you can help yourself with a pencil or with a skewer, with whatever you want. And I'm just going to help myself put this in place. I'm going to roll it several times. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, I need to go this way. So again, my pencil is just going to help me begin. I roll it a few times. You don't have to make it really big or thick. And I'm just going to put some glue in here. And hot glue really sticks very well to foam, so it's not going to come off. If you try to take it away, it's going to just tear apart. Now I can take my pencil out of here. Just wait a few seconds to be sure the glue is going to grab very well my foam, and then I'm going to cut. Just trying to put this, make it nicer. Let me see if it fits. No, it's a bit big. So I'm going to cut it down just a tiny bit. A bit too big again. And that's fine. And I don't want this to be, I don't want to be able to take it away. So I'm just going to glue it down, because I would consider doing this, because otherwise when you take your rings off of here, you might take the whole sheet of foam away. Not the sheet, but your little rolled sheet here, take it away. So you need to really stick it in there so it's not going to come off. And that's it. And because it's quite thick here, I know that I'm going to be able to probably do 2 layers of rings, so that's going to be even more convenient. So let me do it another time. And you can make your rolls a little bigger if you want. I'm going to try to make them even. Doesn't have to be perfect. A little bit of glue here, just on the side. Nope, didn't go there. Okay, there it is. I'm going to put my foam in here. This was my phone. I'm sorry. If you hear all the weird noises, it's because I've got my window open. It's so hot here. You might hear some birds, really weird. But that's where I live, and it's really nice to hear nice birds around. And I'm going to cut again. I know that I'm going to have to cut around here. And put a little, let me take this away. Put more glue. And you just need to stick the second one next to it. Don't try to make it too tight, because you will have, even if you don't leave a space, don't do it too tight, because I want to show you this first. Sometimes these rings are really old as well, but they can be very thick, and you will have to have a little bit of space to stick it in there, okay? So if you try to put your little rolls too tight knit to each other, you're going to have some troubles putting your rings in. If they're very thin, this one is thinner, it's alright. It's very thick, you need to have a little bit of wiggle room. This is why we're not filling up all our rolls. There's a little hole in here by our pan. It's going to make it, you know, be squishy, and your ring's going to stick in there, and they're not going to fall apart or fall off. And you're going to continue all the way to the edge. So this is what I'm going to do off camera, and I will show you how you can do a second layer and easily take the first part, the top part of your rings, and then go and see what's underneath. So see you in a minute. I'm going to finish this and I'll be back. Okay, so there's one thing I would like to talk about just before going further along, is that when you have a thick box like this, make sure you can fit the two levels in here, because if you're like me and you have thick rings like this one is thick, this one also is pretty thick, and what else, this one, the one I have here is also very thick. So you need to make sure when you put your first layer inside here, that's what I'm doing right now, and I'm randomly putting it here and there. Okay, I just want to make sure that my second level is going to fit in with the size of this and also the size of my other rings. So make sure it's tall enough to have two levels. Otherwise, you will just have to get one level and that's it. So now that this is done, I'm going to take, I can leave them here, it's not a problem. For your second level, once you've got the first one done, you're going to take a piece of cardboard. This is a piece of cereal box. Use whatever you have. It needs to be a little bit sturdy, because you're going to put the foam on top of it, and you are also going to be putting all your rings, so it has to be quite sturdy. Once you have it, what I've done here is I traced out the shape of my box and the size of my box, and I cut it down to size, so I'm sure it's going to fit in. It's better if it's a little smaller than too tight and tucked in. Then what you will need is a piece of ribbon, or two pieces of ribbons here. This is actually fabric washi tape, and I thought it would be just very nice. So you take your two pieces here, you put them in a loop like this, because it's going to be a bit handy if you do it this way. You're going to use some hot glue. I'm going to first stick these two pieces together, a little bit of hot glue, and then you're going to tuck them under your piece of chipboard or cardboard. And you're going to make little ears like this, and they will be standing out. I'm going to do the exact same thing here. A little bit of hot glue to stick them together, and more hot glue to stick on the back here of my cardboard. So once it will be in here, you will be able to put it in and take it out very, very easily. Okay, so that's the purpose. And of course, you are going to do a second layer here. Okay, I probably would have done them a little higher, because I think it's going to be too small. So yes, I didn't think about that. So maybe do them a little higher, your little tabs here, a little higher, just to be able to grab them very easily, to get them inside and to get them outside. But that's the trick to do this. So I'm going to keep up doing this. I'm going to finish it all, and I'll be back in just a second. So there you have it, friends. Your box with 2 layers of rings here. Good to go if you want to travel with this or just have it in your room. And also one other little trick here is that when you put your little tabs to take away and put back your second layer, make sure that you put these 2 tabs perpendicular to your foam sheets. Otherwise, if you put it on the side, it's going to open. It's going to do this. So, and this is not what we want to do. So you just stick it in back here and take it off, and it works like wonders. So little box, very quickly to do. You will need I will say at least 2 sheets for this kind of box. That is about 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches, which is 9 by 9 centimeters. So I would consider having at least 2 sheets to make sure that everything is going to fit in. You will be able to finish your box. So that's it. Please, if you enjoyed this video, give me some thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button. And please share also this video on all your favorite social medias. Thank you very much. See you soon for other videos. Bye-bye.